Chapter 1. The Struggles of Daily Life. Aunt and Lala lived in a small, run-down house with their 3 children. Every day was a battle for survival. Aunt worked long hours at a construction site, while Lala stayed home stitching clothes to bring in extra income. Their children, Farah, Aisha, and little Samir, wore patched-up clothes, and their meals were always simple, just enough to get by. Despite their hardships, there was always laughter in their home. Aunt would often say, "We may not have much, but we have each other, and that is more valuable than gold." Lala would smile at his optimism, but deep down she worried about their future. The family was poor, but they were rich in love, and they held on to that as they navigated the challenges of life. Chapter 2. The Visitor. One cold winter night, a knock at the door startled the family. Aunt opened it to find an elderly woman shivering in the cold. Her clothes were ragged and she looked like she hadn't eaten in days. Without a second thought, Aunt invited her in. Lala quickly wrapped a warm blanket around her and prepared a small bowl of soup, even though they had little to spare. As the woman ate, she shared her heartbreaking story. She had lost her family and had been living on the streets. Her eyes filled with tears as she expressed her gratitude for their kindness. The family didn't think twice about helping her. It was simply who they were giving, even when they had almost nothing. Chapter 3. The Unexpected Gift. A few days after the elderly woman left, Aunt received an envelope in the mail. There was no sender, just his name written in delicate handwriting. Inside was a note. "I was once lost, but your kindness showed me the way. You opened your home and shared what little you had. I cannot repay you, but I hope this will help you as you helped me." To their shock, inside the envelope was a large sum of money, enough to change their lives forever. Aunt and Lala were overwhelmed, not by the money itself, but by the reminder that their generosity had come full circle. They didn't waste the money on luxuries. Instead, they used it to fix their home, provide a proper education for their children, and help others in need, just as they had helped the old woman that cold night. Chapter 4. A Family's Legacy. Farah, the eldest daughter, started teaching children in the neighborhood who couldn't afford extra schooling. Aisha, inspired by her mother's volunteering at the local clinic, decided to become a nurse. And Samir, the youngest, began writing stories of hope, struggle, and kindness. He wanted to capture the unseen riches in the people around him. As the years passed, the family became known in their community, not for their wealth, but for their generosity. Their home became a place where others came for help, advice, and support. Even in their newfound stability, they continued to live modestly, focusing on giving back. Chapter 5. Farewell to a Father. As time went on, Aunt's health began to fail. His body, worn down from years of hard labor, could no longer keep up. The family, as always, gathered around him, offering their love and care. Neighbors who had once been helped by Aunt and Lala came by to pay their respects, bringing food and offering assistance in any way they could. On his deathbed, Aunt spoke softly to his family. "Remember, wealth is not measured in gold or silver. It's in the love you give, the lives you touch, and the kindness you spread." When he passed, the entire community came together to mourn. Aunt's Legacy wasn't in the money they had received, but in the lives they had changed. Chapter 6. The continuation of kindness. After Aunt's passing, Lala and the children continued his work. With the remaining money, they opened a community center where people could come together to learn, share, and support one another. The family had started with almost nothing, yet they had built a life of meaning and purpose. Their true riches were the love, kindness, and generosity that had defined their lives. Epilogue. The true wealth. The story of Aunt and his family spread far and wide, becoming a symbol of how the poorest among us can be the richest in spirit. Their story taught a simple truth. True wealth is not found in material possessions but in the love we share and the kindness we offer to others. In giving selflessly, we often find the greatest treasure, a life filled with love, purpose, and connection. Thanks for watching. Subscribe my channel.